Power Book 2 Ghost, Season 3, Episode 2, Need versus Greed. Lauren is in a hospital bed and ADA Sullivan is there when she wakes up. Apparently, Effie tried to kill her by pushing the car into some water. A man who was walking his dog saw the car and helped to save her.
Thank you to the viewers, man. Y'all keep me straight when I miss things, cause like we watch a lot of fucking content. Like not even just watch, read, listen to a lot of content, and I miss things. So thank y'all for reminding me that she didn't actually shoot Lauren. I thought for some reason I vaguely remember her firing a gun, but she pistol whipped her and threw her in the car, and that's the last we seen of it. Typical power shit. Lucky as hell. Lucky as a motherfucker. Just before you actually go down, you know what I'm saying? Oh, 911? Yeah, I hope you can make it here before the fucking car sinks. Because it sure didn't show him diving in and pulling her out the car. There's a car sinking in the harbor. Should probably get here soon. Even if he saw it sinking, it probably would have been too late before anybody who could have done anything would have gotten there. Come on.
Power luck. Plot, bro. Lauren wakes up from dreaming about that night and tells ADA Sullivan that she needs to call her parents, but ADA Sullivan shuts that shit down. ADA Sullivan needs people to think that she's dead while she builds her case. Lauren knows Effie did it, but ADA Sullivan has no evidence against her. Lauren also knows that Effie was working with Brayden, and when Sullivan tries to connect them with Tariq, Lauren goes quiet.
So I started thinking about this initially, like, do they even have the right to do that? Like, do they have the right to hold her against her will? But then again, if she agreed to be a state witness, then she's technically under their care, which gives them the right to move her and then conceal her identity for time being and stuff like that. Yeah. So it like kind of got hazy. I was like, are they even allowed to do that? Like if she says she wants to get the fuck up and walk out of there, can they stop her? I don't think, but I don't know. But yeah, just all very convenient. Very convenient for sure.
It's not the only thing that's convenient in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Great Value Jeffrey walks in on the drop and he still doesn't fuck with the team, going so far as to tell Tariq that he's looking forward to killing him the most. For some reason, Tariq takes that as he actually fucks with them. Sounds like the team has a plan on where they want to distribute, and Brayden has an idea of pushing at Weston Holdings, but Tariq is not fucking with that idea. Kane is still trying to push on Effie throughout this combo.
Bam. Is this the Brayden becomes Tommy arc? Is that what this is?
Yeah, bro.
Is this the Brayden becomes Tommy arc?
Absolutely.
Like Brayden is going to start making moves against Tariq's want to be legitimate and safe, and then Brayden's going to be the wild one to say, "Oh, I can do anything I want because he's the white boy, and nobody's going to be paying attention to him," which is Tommy's story.
Yeah.
Damn. Can Brayden be his own person? Can we not make him Tommy Jr.? It's exactly the same. Ghost wanted to do things a certain way. He wanted to have the drug business and he wanted to have a legitimate business that the drugs didn't touch. Tommy didn't give a good goddamn about none of that.
Nope.
Right? He was for action wherever it happened. In the streets, in the club, in an office. It didn't matter. We get it done. Right? And I don't care if it stains your reputation. That's just, as it is what we got to do.
Yeah.
And by golly, if Brayden ain't the same damn apple off the same damn tree, doing the same shit. Yeah, I know I just admitted to selling drugs in court, right? And I know I got this parachute at my dad's law firm, or what is it? Is a hedge firm, whatever the hell they do there.
Yeah.
But yeah, please bring more drugs and we'll sell it, and hopefully we don't get caught. We'll just cross our fingers and hope the plot carries us. That's grade A Tommy Egan. That's literally Tommy. Don't give a damn. We sell drugs. That's what we do.
I'm going to tell you here in just a moment another way that he's kind of like Tommy, but we'll talk about that in a few scenes.
Oh, you mean Lala? You mean baby Lala?
Yes.
Like, damn.
Yes.
So not only is he of the same mindset as Tommy, but he got him a Keisha. He has a Keisha too now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Brayden continues to try to push for Weston Holdings, and Tariq explains why he doesn't want to. Tariq wants to make the drive with Effie to make whatever deal she's making, and she declines. Effie reiterates to Tariq that she's not doing this to splurge, but to pay her student loans.
We all gonna die. Tariq says it, like, we're all gonna die if we don't do this. So, like, at this point, it's not and it's crazy that I'm the one saying it because that's all I ever say about Tariq is that he literally does not have to do this, like any of this. He didn't have to do shit. Graduate college. That's all you had to do. Graduate college. You out here selling drugs and trying to graduate early. What if you just tried to graduate early? Millions. Millions.
So easy.
At your fingertips. Damn a kilo. Damn Lil Guap. Damn Mecca and Monet. I would inherit millions before the time I was 21 years old. So how about just graduate college, Tariq? But
Nah.
Power.
Nah, too much. Davis McLean walks in on Monet and turns out that he's got some information for her. Apparently, the case file he has indicates that Zeke and Mecca might have been killed by the same person, which is BS and she knows it. Lorenzo is listening to the conversation in the other room. I mean, she killed Mecca, so she knows that that's not the case.
Right, that's some bullshit. I think now looking back on it, I think that was Lorenzo. I think you know how you sometimes plant an idea in somebody's head and you water it and you let them say it and then you be like, you know what? I think you're right. Hey, you should go talk to Monet. Yeah. Let her know what you think. Yeah, let her know. Literally, like he probably said something. He was like, "Man, all this shit is crazy, man. Like, your husband gets hit, and then Zeke at the same time. It's just crazy." And she probably went, "Probably the same motherfucker." He was like, "You know what? You're right. You're right.
Yikes.
You should go talk to Monet." That was one of the building blocks.
Considering how terrible he is at hiding all this, and again, we'll talk about that soon, it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me one bit.
Like, boy, you've been out the game. The young boys put on ski masks before they go shoot nowadays. Because they supposed to see your bald head. Very distinct.
Sax hands ADA Sullivan a Starbucks cup that says sex on it. ADA Sullivan is still trying to get a RICO task force and needs sufficient info that Sax isn't providing. She then makes a reference to Bronny that Sax calls racist, which I don't know if that was racist.
She said, "Do you think anybody was surprised that LeBron's son could dunk a basketball?"
I mean, he's LeBron's son.
Can Magic Johnson's son dunk?
I'm sure if he actually trained athletically.
Well, that's not what I asked you. I said, can he dunk?
Fair enough. I don't know.
If I hit him with a bounce pass right
now,
like
he's tall enough.
Is he gonna pick it up and tomahawk it?
I feel like EJ's tall enough.
Probably. Tall enough, and can you do two different things? But anyways, in any case, she is using the poom poom to control Sax. I don't think she give a good goddamn about him no more once she found out that he has a suspect past. Plus, she's keeping the fact that she's actually working with him a secret, which is why I think maybe that Sax is the CI she's talking about.
She said something in the scene where she was like, and my CI is not giving me enough information.
Yeah, I think
and then Sax responded to that as if he was the CI. That's why I
think Sax is the CI. Now that we know that it's not Effie, I had a suspicion that it might have been Effie, but it's not. So I think Sax is the one. You see him over here sneaking around and doing all this stuff in this episode as well. So yeah, I think that's as far as she's been able to climb in the organization. Lauren doesn't really change that because she don't know shit. I don't know if she has any other potential ends.
Yeah.
Maybe sure. Diana? Maybe?
Apparently no one respects Kiki enough in the office, and one guy even calls her Omarosa. Brayden tries to console her afterwards and then denies any MAGA allegiance. Stephen Ott pulls up on Tate's office, and he admits that Tate's numbers are straight ass. Stephen Ott wants some fresh new blood in the office, and Tate says he has an intern coming in. Ott is also concerned with Tate's lack of a wife, and Tate says he's working on it.
Let me tell you why Power is lagging in terms of the writer's room. Did you notice the dialogue in this episode start to mimic the tone and some of the terms that are used in another dipping franchise, say the MCU, talking about the same kind of stuff, alt-right, far left, progressive, AOC got dropped in here. It's like power is starting to catch up to a trend that other studios are moving away from, kind of shoving the politics or their political views in people's faces, rubbing it in their nose or whatever. Like even the whole conversation in the Weston office after who gets his scholarship or his internship. It's like, fam, can y'all talk normal? Like just speak plainly, like y'all would if you were in an office privately. Like it's not okay for us to use it. Like, and I understand he was being facetious, but like the dialogue of it says that like, no, this is what we're trying to say.
And then going so far as to literally giving that guy a tiki torch and a Hawaiian shirt.
Like, how on the nose can you be? How on the nose can you be? You might as well just like left some drugs on his desk or something like that. That would have done it. That probably would have done it, as opposed to the Proud Boys stuff, which happened. Like, well, Proud Boys are still going on, but that shit happened years ago.
Yeah. Like, I know it's been a while since they've recorded this season, but, like, it hasn't been that long.
It hasn't been that long at all. And it just feels like everybody else is like, all right, well, maybe we'll ease up on our personal political views and just focus on good content just a little bit. And Power's like, nope, here we go. All gas, no brakes.
Well, apparently that Hawaiian shirt and tiki torch was all Kiki needed to see so that she would get freaky with Brayden, which we kind of already discussed. But do you think that she's just looking for a way into the family that she's been working for?
She got a golden ticket. She's on a golden ticket for sure.
Yeah,
I got a Weston heir, and he's a fuck up. Oh yeah.
Well, they're all fuck ups. Him and Trace are both fuck ups.
No. Trace is still good, right? Because he got off.
I see what you're saying.
Brayden is a fuck up because he's staying the name.
I got you.
She got the black sheep. Oh.
The class is talking about need versus greed, which has already been addressed by Effie in this episode. Strange that Tariq is being allowed to discuss this topic, but he couldn't even get through a funeral speech without being interrupted. Diana complains to Effie mid-class about the books. Apparently the TA has a set for the student to use.
Do you think she peeped that it was some chemistry between Diana and the TA, and she kind of like pushed her towards him to try to get her attention off of Tariq?
Well, she wasn't there with him in the funeral scene. Where would she have the time to notice that there was that there was something going on?
Maybe they was making googly eyes in class. I think they literally were. I think they were looking at each other in the class.
Could be.
And Effie didn't go to the memorial thing?
She wasn't sitting next to Diana, at least.
Okay, but she could have seen them. She could have seen them sitting next to each other. That's fine. As long as they was in the same auditorium.
Possible.
The point is that we see how Effie is about Tariq. We know exactly how far she will go for Tariq. So maybe she's not gonna kill Diana, but hey, get your ass up out of here. Go look at him.
Be a good move. Bruchandria seems to be the new intern, and Tariq is upset because he thought he was supposed to be the new intern. Tate states that shit is still hot around Tariq, so he had to switch up.
Good for Bruchandria. We're going to get to see her do something outside of this classroom. Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her. Because we know Tate is still going to be a staple of the show, so wherever he's campaigning, we'll see Bruchandria, which is good that she's finally doing something other than sassily answering questions in class.
As long as she doesn't also end up doing Tate.
You know what? I have a sneaky suspicion that's where this is headed. But, let's hope not.
Well, but then he also, I think, wants that old thing back with the professor, too, so.
I mean, Tate has time for both.
Yeah, if there's one thing Tate has, it's time for both of them, for sure.
He has time for both.
Lorenzo still doesn't want to move weight for Noma, and Kane uses that as an opportunity to snitch on Drew about Everett.
Like, yo, why you snitching like that, 6ix9ine? What's up with you?
He just
You know, he's
dropped
still
that
talking to
name
Everett.
immediately.
You know he's not ready. And he brought him to the house when I was trying to get the new plug. He brought him in. He was there. He's still messing with Everett. What you gonna do about that, Dad? You gonna let him mess with Everett? You gonna let get out that man business? God damn.
After a tense conversation, Lorenzo tells Kane to find Zeke's killer to build trust, which is absolutely hilarious. Why are you doing this? Why?
That nigga Lorenzo is a demon. That nigga, he is on Satan time right now.
Facts.
You
Facts.
wanna prove to me that you can run the business? Huh? Your mother, she wants to see Zeke's killer dead, right? Huh? Well, go find him. Go find him. Literally stealing your wallet and helping you look for it. He is on demon time.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Go find Zeke's killer.
All right, bro. Apparently, Everett is going to OKC. As they're helping him move out, Everett invites him to the draft party.
Everett got drafted? Okay,
Yeah, right. It didn't seem like he was that good, but yeah, because they only have 2 rounds. They only have two rounds in the NBA draft.
In NBA draft, so Everett cold.
Yeah.
Everett is nice.
Yeah. Everett wants him around, but can't tell anyone they're a thing, which isn't completely unreasonable. But Everett calls Drew greedy for wanting more.
They both have a very weird expectation of each other, right? It's like Drew expects Everett to be a openly gay man overnight.
Yeah.
He just expects him, one night to just walk him in a room and show everybody like this fairy tale and no repercussions come from it. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
But then Everett at the same time expects Drew to be present 100% of the time and not involved in anything scandalous, knowing exactly who his family is. You know better than most who his family is, and you've continued to mess with him.
Yeah.
So like they both have this unrealistic expectation of how their relationship is supposed to be. And it kind of gets a bit cringy, Bel Air style, when they're arguing about this shit. Because it's like, okay, you want him to come to the party, right? Well, he kind of wants to be seen. Oh, well, I can't do it the way that you want me to do it. Oh, well, I'm going to be pissed and I'm going to give you shit about it. And then, later on, it's like, oh, well, you didn't show up. Nigga, do you see my face?
Right.
You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
he is blood covered.
It looks like I got stopped from coming, doesn't it? Maybe we can put 2 and 2 together. Maybe you can use your brain. Like, understand you're upset right now, but that shouldn't,
Maybe you should be empathizing with me right now.
Fam, I got my ass beat. Ask me if I'm okay, maybe? Please?
Jesus. Please? Lorenzo is speaking with his brother's wife, the brother that Monet killed, and she wants to speak with Monet. Seems she wants to express her condolences, and apparently Rage Cop is asking questions about Frank. Monet offers to pay for the info, but Evelyn says that's not necessary, since she wants to give Monet some bread since her boys are, did she say in Harlem, getting bread? She said somewhere.
Something like that.
Yeah. Or the Bronx, maybe?
I think Lorenzo set that up.
That is very
Lorenzo
possible.
Was having a conversation with her and was like, yeah, yes, it's so crazy. Everybody's dying, getting hit, She was like, yeah. It's probably the same person. And he had his opening. He was like, yeah, you're right. You should talk to Monet.
Yeah, no, Lorenzo is a loser this episode.
Man, it's just like, I was expecting this big bad dude when he was in prison. And I have not seen my man be dominant at all. No point. Yeah, he has not asserted himself
at all.
I mean, he's asserted himself with the kids in the household. He's taking control of their life. Drew's able to go out and do what the hell he want to do. Diana's going to school. Kane is Kane, but
Monet is moping around the house, and she is more of a bigger bad than he has ever been.
In terms of the drug business, though, I don't see it. I don't understand how he got all this shit.
I don't know.
I don't see it.
I don't know. After Tate canceled on Tariq, the team discusses what Tariq will do for the extra credits he needs. Brayden offers the internship that MAGA homeboy just lost. Apparently, Brayden's uncle can provide a reference and Brayden will handle his dad. Once Tariq leaves, Brayden talks to Effie about telling Tariq about Lauren, which she says, shut the fuck up.
The fact that they are like, they are spazzing about this shit and he's like breaking down already, big mistake. Big mistake. But you know what I hate though? I hate that they've taken off the stakes of that.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that Lauren's alive and they have no idea who did it, or they can't, at least they can't prove who did it to her. Who's at jeopardy, really? Who's at jeopardy? Who's at jeopardy of really telling Tariq what happened? She's not dead anymore. Who's at jeopardy of going to jail? Nobody. Nobody really going to jail. So it's like, okay, why do I care anymore about this saga? And you know they're going to drag it out all season until they finally reveal it, and it's going to be this big thing. But it's like, you've taken the stakes of it away.
Yeah. Yep.
Like they can't even charge y'all with a attempted murder. It's mute at this point. They don't know that. We know it as an audience. It gets harder for me to get invested in that, you know, them struggling over that.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing the whole time that Lauren is alive, I'm thinking maybe they should have held that back a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But they needed something to draw you in on the premiere.
I guess, but I don't know. It's oddly placed because now that I know that A, there's really no consequences to what Effie did, and then B, they're not in jeopardy going further going forward with the law over it. Okay, so when he finally finds out, he's gonna be pissed, and they'll probably break up, and then him and Lauren.
Kane found the plane pilot from that night of Zeke's murder. The pilot admits that the killer was bald and wearing a jacket that he describes in full detail. The other guy that he's with mentions seeing the car with a taillight busted. Pretty key evidence right there.
I always be thinking, like, who do the dudes that's getting tortured be defending?
You know?
Who are you defending? You don't work for him. You don't know him. You don't even know who it is. Why are you getting your hands burnt off? just so you cannot say that he had a bald head and a big collar. Just so you cannot say that you saw the tail light. You know what I mean? Who are you protecting? and I get it. He was probably going to kill him anyways, but I'm just asking you, the person who is being tortured, the torturee, what are you getting out of being quiet until he like burns your ear off of your head?
If anything, you work for Mecca, so you would want him to find that information.
Who knows?
Tariq walks into Weston Holdings and Brayden gives him a tour. Weston yells at Brayden because he wants to have a family meeting about Tariq. Lucas admits that he got Tariq in. Brayden calls his pop out for being racist. Lucas admits that this was for inclusivity and diversity. Trace is being a dick as usual.
Yeah, it's a very ironic line that inclusivity and diversity makes a lot of money when it's not making a lot of money as of late. But, well, okay, I will say Hollywood's version of diversity and inclusion is not making very much money.
Yeah.
And I don't think that their version, or what they call diversity or inclusion, is going to make them a lot of money. It's going to make Tariq and baby Tommy over there a whole bunch of fucking money. Mm-hmm. But it ain't going to make y'all a whole bunch of money because he's barely going to be doing any work.
Yeah. Yep.
Tariq's going to know just as much about the stock market as he did when he walked through that door when he leaves from this firm.
Absolutely. Tariq asks what Effie is doing as she cuts down a bag of coke to make it stretch, and it seems that she's shipping that boof-ass shit out to different colleges. Yale, Princeton.
I don't get her. What's her deal? Why are you dating this man if you can't coexist with him? Like, if it's always going to be this, oh, I need to have my own, I need to do my own shit, then why won't you be on your own?
Right? Especially when she had the opportunity to do that.
Why are you involved? Why are you entrenched? Because you need the coke? Go find another plug.
Yeah.
A less complicated one. But why spend the whole summer with this dude, help him rebuild his business, do all of this stuff just to undermine him? I don't understand.
Couldn't tell you. Diana asks the TA for some books to borrow, and as he's reading White
Are you gonna give you some
Injustice,
books? All right.
facts, and as he's reading White Injustice, he turns and asks a very important question. How can you afford a Balenciaga bag and not her books?
That
Great
was for us.
question, TA. Great
That was for us.
question.
That was for us. Because they see it, they hear the commentary about how these damn teenagers are dapper down and everything from the goddamn Caesar's Forums mall all over their damn body. Yeah, that was for us. That was for the audience. Like,
Well,
yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
we get it. We have a very high costume budget. It's okay.
Diana admits that her parents are paying for tuition and not much more. The TA then offers her a job. Monet gets
For
pulled over by a rage cop. He's apparently still asking about Carrie's murder because Zeke came to him about it and he found some info that implicates her a tad bit more in the murder. He also mentions her relationship with Ramirez.
You know what's so funny? Why the hell does Rage Cop get it better than anybody? Like, first of all, Blanca's had her head up her butt since the beginning. She's literally been chasing her tail, like kind of getting after the guy she needs to, but not really knowing how the pieces fit or knowing why she should go after them. Really, she
Mhm.
always thinks that they've done something that they really haven't done. And then, oh girl, the prosecutor is the same way. It's like, oh, I know you've done something, so I'll try to get you on a Rico. That's it. I'll try to get all of you because
And then
she
she needs
already
more
knows.
info for the Rico.
Yeah, she doesn't know. And ironically, Rage Cop is the only one after he's able to come down from his sexual frustrations of not having Carrie, anymore. He was able to realize, hey yo, no, man, it's not Ghost Son who's the biggest drug dealer in New York. It's Monet. It's Monet Tejada. Monet
Yep.
Tejada was having sex with Ramirez. He was working for the Tejada family. She's probably using Tariq to sell drugs, but he's not running it. But, just like everybody else, they think Tariq is Superman. But not Whitman, though. Not Whitman.
Davis McLean calls Sachs into his office and he explains Monet's recent harassment. Davis thinks that ADA Sullivan may be behind it. Then Davis asks about his brother's case and where Sachs is with
How
that
long is
case.
he going to realize that Sachs is not actually working on anything? Like, how long is it going to take you to realize this, Davis? That he's not actually working on anything. So ask yourself, he's in the office all day. He's there before you show up and after you leave. What is he doing if he's not working on anything?
Speaking of Sachs, Sachs calls ADA Sullivan and asks if she found out who was watching Spears' penthouse. And she declines knowing anything because, of course, there's always key info she doesn't have. Sachs says
Mm-hmm.
look into Rage Cop. Brayden talks to Kiki to get things ready for the 3 o'clock meeting, which she agrees that, oh yeah, he totally can do that. Turns out he's using this as an opportunity to get Tariq to see the drug usage in the office.
I'm tired of Brayden already.
Trace and the Weston employees are getting lit at the strip club. Apparently, the plug in the office is the gym trainer that Tariq met during Braden's tour. Tariq now understands Braden's plan to distribute all over Wall Street, and now they need Kane's help.
So basically, course correct, but instead of schools, it's going to be hedge firms, and instead of books and study guides, it's going to be workout supplements.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Nice pivot.
Drew is walking away from Everett's and he gets wailed on by a homie from DR who is paying him back for what happened to GTG and Lil Guap. When he gets home, Lorenzo sees that as an opportunity to pin Zeke's death on GTG, which Kane doesn't believe. Especially since a look in the driveway in Lorenzo's closet will easily clear all of this up.
My boy was struggling. He grasping at straws right now. He
Oh,
grasping at
that must
straws.
be who killed Zeke.
Oh
What?
yeah, man. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'm sure. I'm sure.
The TA takes Diana to her job. He then gives her a tour of what she'll be doing. Despite Effie not wanting to be public with Tariq, she seems pretty fucking public with Tariq. Diana seems to think so as well. Tariq also gets a text from the trainer about his appointment.
Why she in the closet?
I, I have no
Why
idea.
she in the closet?
I don't know.
Why you hiding from Tariq? Oh, do you not want Tariq to see you with your new TA boyfriend? Or you just trying to creep on him and his new girlfriend? That's why I asked you earlier, about whether or not you think Effie put her on to the TA to try to get her away from Tariq, because it seems like Diana thinks that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I can see it. Brayden and Tate meet up, and apparently Brayden is making major moves out here, including giving Tate a sizable donation to his campaign to keep Tariq from his internship so that he can come intern at Weston
Yo,
Holdings.
this is the confirmation. Literally, it's Ghost and Tommy. It's the same story. We don't even need to finish out Raising Kanan. Let Raising Kanan end when Kanan leaves his family, and that'll be the end of that. We don't need to see the introduction of Ghost and Tommy. Why? We're watching it.
We are watching it right now.
We're watching it. Lauren will go on witness protection, and then Tariq will grow up and marry Effie and find out that he doesn't really love her the way that he really loved Lauren, and she'll somehow come back in his life, and it'll be this dangerous love affair. And then Brayden will actually kill her because she's messing up the business. The end.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, I forgot. Tariq has 3 young children, 2 of which die, and one of them kills him in the end. The end.
Yep. That'll be the whole story all over again.
Power.
And then we'll get 3 spinoffs, and we'll do this all over again.
Power. It's the same shit. Come on, man. Come on. This is not what I expected from this season, man. It's not what I expected.
Fair enough.
You're giving me rewatched stories, and you're expecting me not to see it. You're just giving me the same shit. It's the same thing that Tommy was trying to do to manipulate Ghost to stay in the illegitimate business and not invest totally into his clubs. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pull some strings on the back end. I'm gonna work with Proctor when Ghost doesn't know. I'm gonna do all this other stuff that Ghost doesn't know about, and screw up his legitimate side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brayden saw an opportunity. He wanted to keep selling drugs. Tariq said no, so he found a way to force him to do it. Something that he probably learned from Effie with that whole, with the whole Lauren thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Probably something that he probably picked up from her. Oh, we know better for Tariq. How are we wrong for doing what's best for him, even if he don't know? That's some real gaslighting. That's some grade A gaslighting. For real. That she's putting on him. But at the same time, he's eating it up, and he's not doing it because Effie told him to. He's doing it because it's advantageous to him.
Yeah, absolutely. 88 Sullivan and Blanca meet up about not getting a RICO task force going. They apparently need major info to get that off the ground. Rage Cop walks in and 88 Sullivan gives him a ton of shit, but bro has info that they need. He clears everything up by implicating Monet as the kingpin, or queenpin.
The only one with sense in the show. Or the only cop with sense.
He does, but he has his flaws as well.
Oh, absolutely. He's a rage cop. But he got it. Like, he literally put it all together. And he doesn't have a task force. He doesn't have a big fancy office. He doesn't have the power to tell people to stop investigating stuff. He just walks in and says, yeah, you're stupid. It's not him. It's Monet.
Especially with 88 Sullivan having Sachs in Davis's office to not link Monet to that whatsoever at any point of this is nuts.
Until after Whitman already comes up and clears up the story for him. So even when he goes back with that information that he found, it's
pointless now. I mean, it confirms it, but it's still just
they already knew. Yeah, they already knew.
Kane pulls up on GTG and kills them niggas damn near immediately, which makes me wonder how they're an actual gang because he consistently wipes them out with ease.
No, we knew them niggas sucked, though. We knew they sucked.
Like, are y'all even a real gang? Why does this one man keep coming in and killing all y'all?
Slaughtering y'all.
Drew and Everett meet, and apparently Drew didn't make it to the draft event. Bro is upset and chooses not to empathize with Drew about how crazy his face looks right now. Everett wants to stay out of the drama. Tariq messages Drew after a huge fight with Everett.
He didn't make it because he got Jade. Now, if you gonna get mad at him because his family is who they are at that moment, that's petty. It's petty. You wasn't mad at him when you asked him to come to the draft party, to the signing party, and he had the same family. Had the same exact family at that moment. Same level of risk. But you asked him to come. So, what are we talking about here? I was literally impeded from coming.
Like, look at my face. What are you talking about? Kane isn't answering messages, so apparently he gets Drew to kill bro from the gym by pushing him into the way of a truck driving by. Which I just thought that was funny. I
I
thought
don't
that was
know
funny.
what was the original plan. What was he gonna do originally?
And then he
Should have
had
just
that
hopped out
weird
of.
look in his eye, like he had some strange vendetta with bro. I guess he was probably mad about what just happened with Everett, maybe, and so that's why he had that look in his
I
eye.
just wanted. Did he have a gun? Was you gonna stick him? What were you gonna do
No,
before
I
you
have no
saw that
idea what he was gonna
big
do.
old box truck coming down the street?
Yeah,
Terrible
somewhere.
brakes, by the way. You need to get them
Facts.
brakes replaced. That boy went about 30 more feet. Shit.
Facts. Kane isn't answering messages because he's with Monet and Lorenzo dealing with the guy who jumped Drew. Kane states that he found Drew's chain and Zeke's championship ring on bro, and Monet kills him immediately. Sax finds a phone in Davis's office and calls it. Turns out that Davis has a direct line to Monet. Sax looks up that Monet didn't expect any kind of response on that phone call.
What does that prove?
That's his client.
I have a second cell phone with one of my known clients' phone numbers in them. What?
It doesn't really prove
Now
anything at all.
and you can't tap that phone either. So what is it? He has a burner. Okay. It's like what are you gonna get from that?
I'm just mad that she answered the phone, said, "Not right now, Davis," da, 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 da. And then, like, she
Oh, and
didn't
she
wait
said
for
everything that she needed to say. Yeah, if it's about Zeke, I have everything I need to know. Fam.
Are you going to wait for a
Who,
response from him?
yeah, I was say, who just starts talking? Yeah,
No.
no, I got the drugs. Don't worry about it. I'm about to go. Bye. What?
That's wild. Absolutely wild. Effie is apparently working on an app called Course Perfect that she is hiding from Tariq. And I immediately get very upset because are we seriously doing another Course Correct app?
What did she do to Tariq at Choke?
She
She
stole
got in
everything
good
from
with
under
him
him.
just long enough to get the business and get his people, find out what he was doing, and she took it from him.
Yeah.
What would make Course Correct any different?
First of all, naming your Course Correct clone
Course
Course
Perfect.
Perfect is nuts. Are you crazy? College campuses are going to be like, what is this new app? I just heard about something over at this Ivy League school. Why is this going around?
Well, it took him a long time to get on Course Correct. I think he's trying to stay true to the brand, to the people who are using it, as opposed to the people who are trying to shut it down.
Course Perfect is a stupid fucking name.
It sure is, but it gives you good brand recognition for all the people who were using Course Correct.
And for the cops in those localities. But, whatever.
I mean, it's kind of like it's like LimeWire and FrostWire.
Yeah. Yep.
FrostWire had its time for a little bit. They had their moment in the sun.
This is all true. But the consequences of using LimeWire FrostWire were smaller compared to using drugs on campus. I just think it's a little different. All right. So Kane meets up with Lorenzo after they take care of the GTG guy. And Kane basically lets him know that he's got some information about said killer. And it's not looking good for Lorenzo. And then that's when he admits everything that happened with paying off the guy and all that stupid shit.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Lorenzo's a fucking loser.
So wait, so how did he pay him? How did he hire him? It couldn't have been face to face because the motherfucker would have walked in and said, he hired me to jump Drew.
I don't know now. Yeah, that's a really good point.
And then so you can cover your face when it's time to hire one of the GTGs, but you can't cover your face when it's time to go kill Zeke.
Like, bro, put on a shiesty. What's wrong with you?
You can put something on that bald ass head when it's time to go pay the GTG to jump your son, but which is nuts. Why
Very
is this
nuts.
nigga on demon time like that? Why is he on demon time?
He is a fucking loser. I hate him now.
Oh my god, man! I think he's afraid that Monet might kill him.
Monet would probably kill him once she finds out.
I think he's afraid that Monet might kill him. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. especially in the
Only
state that
fear
she's
makes you
in,
do silly shit like this.
into jumping your own son. Yeah, I would think so.
Hey, oh no, here, look, I need you to whoop his ass, man. Don't fucking kill him or I fucking kill you, okay? Alright? Yeah, spray GTG on his back. Just give him a little, give him a little 1-2. You know what I'm saying? Give him that quick boot
Yikes.
bop. Give him that boot bop. And then we can move on, okay? Hey. Give me some. Slide the necklace in his pocket. Get on up out of there. For
That
Kane
sounds
to
like what
find it.
happened.
Yeah, exactly what happened because he took it out of the damn box. My
Yeah, Lorenzo is
God.
pissing me off. I thought he was going to be so much better than this, and he's not.
And Kane said it right. He fucking owns you now.
Yep.
So
do what he
move
says.
that dope.
And for
Young
the
nigga, move
son
that dope.
that you did not fuck with for whatever reason to easily get
Got you by the short and curlies.
so easily. Like, bro, you're a fucking idiot.
Everybody underestimates Kane, man. It's one of the more interesting parts so far is that Kane is showing some maturity. He's growing,
He
which is a
is.
scary thing to think about. It's almost like a former character that we had in the show who was a formidable physical threat, but had developed his mind to be a pretty big part of the game as well. It's right on the tip of my tongue. It seems like some former character.
Starts with a K, maybe?
Yeah.
The name actually sounds like his, I think. Kane.
Because we're just going to rewash everything.
Yeah, facts.
You can't have a Ghost in a Tommy without a Kanan.
Facts. Episode 3, Tariq and the rest of the team must find a way to get the product flowing at an even bigger scale. Tensions rise amongst the Tejadas when Lorenzo backs Kane's plan. Sax digs into the Theo Rollins case. I'm going to be honest with you, that description of episode 3 sounds like what I just watched. Sounds very similar.
I guess maybe we'll see the needle move a little bit more. So Sax is finally going to start working. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And
he really has no choice, especially if he's going to implicate him in that Monet bullshit. If he's going to implicate,
who is he going to be beef with when Lorenzo backs Kane's play? Who is he going to be?
The family, considering he switched up
family?
So the Tejada family, considering he switched
Why?
up so fast out of nowhere for seemingly no reason.
But y'all didn't have beef with her before. Y'all didn't say shit when I was bringing it. Y'all didn't agree with me when I said we wasn't gonna do it. Didn't nobody have my back?
Oh no, I meant Lorenzo's gonna get beef from somebody. Like, why are we changing up so fast? What's wrong with
That's
you?
what I'm saying. Why would it matter? When I said no initially, no one took Lorenzo's side. Nobody was like, yeah, Kane, he right. You know what I'm saying? So why would it matter now?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to figure out. Any other thoughts on season 2, episode 2 or 3?
That's it for me, man. Give us your thoughts on this week's episode. Give us it in the comment prompt below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come back next week for another episode review of, what is this called? Power, Book 2, Ghost, Season 2, Episode... Season 3, Episode 2.
Absolutely. And like you said, make sure you subscribe because we'll be talking about Power for the rest of the season, along with Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, and Power Book Force. And make sure you check out our last episode review that we did.